What's up, you guys? Farlan here. First off, I just want to say thank you for clicking on this video. What you're about to watch is something that I've been planning on doing for the longest and finally had the opportunity to do it. Shout out to Chonsten Jennings, the owner of the Luminary panel. He allowed me to ask some questions and kind of experiment with him. And I appreciate that. He's a good guy. He's a coach. He's all that stuff. So make sure y'all follow him. But again, I just want to thank him a lot for giving me that opportunity to try this out. You know, I wanted to do this because I know a lot of fathers that have questions, right? You trying to figure out if you're doing a good job as a father. You might be a new father and might be scared, and you might have questions that you won't ask. Or you're a father of an adult that you might need to know how to do certain things. Whatever those questions are, I'm going out in the streets and I'm asking different fathers, whether it's a stepfather, a father going through co-parenting issues, a father of grown adults, so many levels of fathers. I'm going out there in the streets and I'm asking those type of fathers. So again, I appreciate y'all clicking on this video. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and comment below what you think. Comment any questions that you might have for the next guest, or give me feedback. You know, I appreciate all type of feedback, good or bad, you know. But again, this is something that I've been wanting to do for the longest, and now I finally had the chance to do it. So now y'all can see me doing it, nervous and all. Y'all get to see me doing it. So I hope y'all enjoy. Again, make sure y'all follow Chonsten Jennings, and also make sure y'all follow me and enjoy the video.
What's up, fam? This your boy Farlan, who I have the pleasure of speaking with today.
My name is Chonsten Jennings.
Chonsten Jennings. Okay, where are you from?
I'm from Orlando, Florida.
Okay.
But I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay.
Then I moved here when I was 4.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
You have any kids?
I have one beautiful daughter.
Oh, that's beautiful.
2 years old. Her name is
Beautiful.
Jocelyn Delia Jennings.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Do you have a business?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have a company called the Luminary Panel, where we connect the aspiring entrepreneur to the inspiring entrepreneur story.
Okay.
And then we become an immediate resource.
Okay, that's
I'm a life coach, all the whole shit.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, man.
That's what's up, man. Much respect. I appreciate you
Appreciate
taking
you,
this time to help like-minded fathers that's trying to level up.
Yeah.
And I just want to ask you a couple questions.
Let's do it.
If you can, all right?
Let's do it.
So first question, all right. What does fatherhood mean to you in one sentence?
Wow. That's hard.
Just answer it the best as you can.
One sentence.
Or 2.
Okay. Fatherhood means legacy. It means provision. It means direction.
I love it.
And I'll tell you why I say that. It's because us growing up as young men, I'll speak personally to myself.
Okay.
I was raised by a single mother majority of my life, and she showed me what it looked like on the woman's side. So it caused me as a man to figure out what it looks like as a man to be tough, to figure out those hard conversations, how to get through adversity without being, extremely emotional, right? So for me, fatherhood means being able to be adaptable to what your child needs, right? And I'm sure you know this because you have kids too.
Oh yeah, a lot of them.
I only got one, so I can't speak to that. But from my experience and based off of what my mom had to, deal with, I wasn't a terrible kid, but I was different for what she expected me to be, and I didn't expect my daughter to be how she is. So me being able to give her the tools to be successful as a young woman is different from how I was raised.
Gotcha.
So you got to be able to be adaptable and understand what they need so that they can be successful, not what you think they need, so that you can get what you want from them out of their lifespan. But she's only 2, so we'll see. You know what I mean?
Well, that's good. I like that, man.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to ask you another question.
Okay.
What advice would you give a new dad who's scared or unsure?
It's easier than you think.
Okay, I like that.
When I found out I was having my daughter, I was like, oh shoot, I gotta do this. It caused me to do things that it wasn't me. And then I learned on the back end because my faith is the foundation of who I am, right?
Yeah.
So God had to whoop me on my butt and say, yo, this is the consequence because this is not what I caused you to do.
Wow.
But when I got the opportunity to hold her in my hands, I was like, this is a lot easier than I thought, right? So I say that to say, to ease the idea of it being harder than what you expect, because you and I just had the conversation out there. It's like, we're present, but also we're always thinking future because it feels like we're not doing enough.
Yeah.
But you're doing enough if you're showing up. You're doing enough if you're doing your best possibility to show them like you care, you love them, you want to help them succeed as much as they need to do. So I say that to say it's easier than you think based off of the perspective that you have on it.
Powerful, powerful. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man.
Y'all getting some game today, man. This man is going to be an awesome father. I know your daughter is too, but man, I see it already.
I appreciate that, man. Sincerely.
Yeah, I got one more question for you.
Okay.
And then we want to do another just to finish the sentence.
Yeah.
How do you balance being a dad and running a business? Or have you figured that out yet?
I haven't. There's no such thing as balance. But the sacrifice that you have is because it's associated with the purpose and the plan that you have for your kids. There's times where I'm like, yo, think about, all right, I'll say it like this. Think about Tom Brady. He was just married, he has a couple kids, and he's like one of the best quarterbacks in the world. He had to sacrifice to build a legacy for his kids.
Yeah.
But then again, it's like, am I doing enough? We'll go back to that.
Yeah.
But he knew exactly what he was doing. And he had to be selfish in that space because he knew what the end goal was going to be. That the kids don't have to necessarily work if they don't want to.
Yeah, exactly.
But they give them the tools, again, to be successful because we built the legacy. So for me, I've embraced the fact that there's no balance when it comes to business and fatherhood. But as long as your balance between fatherhood is towards something greater than just yourself, then it's worthwhile. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
I'm like, sometimes I'm crying because like, dang, I didn't see my daughter today. But like,
tough.
It's worth it because now is the best time to do it. Don't wait until later on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
that foundation early.
That foundation early, man. So that's my answer to that question.
That's powerful. Well, since you answered that so good, I'm gonna ask you one more question.
Okay, cool. Man, I'm here for the long haul.
What legacy are you building for your kids beyond just money?
Wow. Yo, you can't prepare. You can't. Yo, these ain't ChatGPT questions.
You doing so good. I would love for you to answer that because I know a lot of fathers feel like providing is just only money, you know.
Yeah.
But I feel like it goes beyond that. And creating a legacy is just money. So I would just love to hear your take on that.
That's a great question. Personally, I want to be able to have my daughter say, "That's my dad." Like that alone says volumes, right? And the reason why I say that is because if you think about like the Grant Cardones and the Patrick Bet-Davids, and you think about these people, they've set the foundation, but their kids look up to them. But now, I want to put a race car, but you and I are black.
Yeah.
And there's not many people that have that stigma like, oh, that's my dad.
Yeah.
Right? They're like, oh, I don't have a dad. Or my dad hasn't been around as much as you know what I'm saying? That's just the culture.
Yeah.
So now you and I are trying to restructure what that looks like and what that feels like for kids, fathers, mothers that's trying to change that generational curse.
Yeah.
That gives them the opportunity to say, hey, that's my dad.
Yeah.
Right? So like for me, my legacy is whatever it is. Like I always talk about purpose, I talk about fulfillment, I talk about alignment. And it always associate with giving other people tools to find their deeper self, like find their own purpose, right? So like, for me, it's like just being able to say, my daughter is extremely proud of me, and I'm becoming the man that I'm supposed to be. I'll say this, and then I know this is long-winded.
No, we got no time, man. I love it.
Yeah, so I just had a conversation with a young man that has a college, and he's associated with like the career development, One of the questions he asked, he's like, he calls it the cannoli of the day, which is like a word that you use as a power phrase. And funny thing is, as I was going to that podcast, that conversation with him, I went to Wawa. I got a coffee. I was ready to go. I was like, all right, I'm pumped up. And something told me to tell myself, be the man that you said you wanted to be.
Wow. Powerful.
Right? And so I said that on the podcast. And the reason why I said that is because I have all these dreams. I have all these aspirations. I have the inspiration to be a global speaker, an author, a businessman that's making such and such, right? But if I'm not becoming the man I'm supposed to be, I won't experience what that looks like.
Wow.
Right? So that associates that with how do I become the man I'm supposed to be for my daughter? And what does that look like? And we talked about this earlier, like there's no blueprint for us to be a father. We just got to figure it out.
Yeah.
And with us figuring it out, we're doing the necessary things that we feel is right, and then we experience the consequence after. When we don't know, even if that's the right consequence. So, like, as we go. Exactly. So I say that to say, the legacy I'm building is to become the man I'm supposed to be, so that my daughter says, "That's my dad."
That's my dad. I love it. I love it, man. I appreciate your time,
man. Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it.
Do you see the shirt, yo? Yo, look at the shirt. I need like 10 of those.
Stars within, man. I appreciate a father and a brother, a new brother. You know, 'cause I just met him, and I'm glad I came to your event today.
Man, thanks for coming.
Dads, kids, and biz. Listen, this all happened organically, so I just appreciate your time and providing the space for fathers and like-minded men to connect and build community, because it's so needed in our generation. It's so needed in our culture, and I appreciate everything you're doing.
Man, thank you for that, man.
Man, no problem.
We need more of that,
yes,
for sure.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Man, make sure you guys follow this guy. This guy's doing some incredible stuff. Make sure you stay tuned with his brand launch. Because it speaks volumes more than just words. It's impacted with purpose, inspiration, and fulfillment.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for having me.
No problem, man. Before you go though,
let's do it. Let's do it.
I'm gonna just try this. I just want you to finish the sentence.
Okay.
And then we're gonna go. And you kind of said this earlier too, but fatherhood is.
Wow. Say it again.
Fatherhood is, and you finish the sentence.
Purposeful.
Love it.
Everybody can't have kids. Everybody's not called to be fathers. They're dads.
Yeah.
But they're not fathers.
I felt that.
You felt that? Okay, good. You know why? Because I'm going to tie that into the faith base. I can sense that you're a believer. I'm a believer as well. John 3:16. He sent his only son because he loved us. When Jesus was on the cross, Father, Father, he didn't say Dad, Dad. Father, Father, why have you forsaken me? Which means he knew that his father was there, but it wasn't just a typical title. It was a responsibility that the father had for his son. I'm preaching to myself, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
See? Listen, I love it, man. I appreciate that, man.
Man, listen.
Hey.
So the responsibility as a father is not only to provide, it's not only to protect, it's not only to love, but also to oversee, to teach, to guide, to strengthen, to give the tools so that they can give the... Man, listen, man. Hey, hey. Don't tell me that. I'll start shouting here.
We need it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think fatherhood is purposeful. There's a reason why you're a father, and don't miss out on the opportunity to be a father. Don't just be a dad. Be a father, because you are called to be a father, not only to provide. Yes, we all have struggles. We all have situations that's tough. But listen, you were called to be a father, and you have the responsibility. You have the mantle to own up to what that looks like for yourself. Everybody's situation is different. Everybody's mental is different. Everybody's upbringing is different. But you specifically was called to be a father. So call yourself to be a father. Not just that.
Not just that. Chonsten, man, I appreciate you.
I really appreciate you, man. This is fun.
Yeah, y'all make sure y'all follow him. You want to give him your Instagram or all your social medias?
Yeah. Chonsten Jennings across board. CHONSTEN Jennings, JENNINGS, and then you'll find me all over the place. Yeah. I look forward to connecting with you soon.
Yeah, and you definitely want to connect with him. Life changing, as y'all can see. He's very man, he got it all, man. So if you need some good information, some coaching, hit up this guy here, all right?
Man, make sure y'all get the victory start. Bang, man. I don't give a none of that.
We out of here, man.
We out of here. Peace.
Yeah, I appreciate it.